Hello and welcome to AV Team channel. My name is Vilas. After a couple of days stay in Jaipur and having explored the places of my interest, it was time to take a train and travel to Jaisalmer. In fact, my initial plan was to take a direct train from Mumbai to Jaisalmer, but there is only one train and that is heavily booked, and so I had changed my plans. With several trains going to Jaipur from Mumbai, I decided to go there first and then go on to Jaisalmer from there. My train reached Jaisalmer at 5 in the morning. Railway station retiring room check-in time is 8 am and the parcel office opens only at 10. I had to wait 3 hours on the platform to get a retiring room and then another 2 hours to get my bicycle. The retiring room experience was not very good, but at least I could take a quick shower before starting the day. My very first stop, of course, was Jaisalmer Fort, and you know how much I love forts. Rajasthan means land of kings. It is but natural that there are many beautiful forts and palaces. There is no doubt that I loved the architecture, but I became a big fan of Rajasthani folk music, instrumental as well as vocal. Jaisalmer Fort is not like any other fort where you climb up and see the remains of once a happening place. In fact, there is very little climbing up, but it is a living fort. For the past several centuries, you pass through these ancient lanes and houses where people live, have families, run small businesses. It's so different. It is rather unusual to sight bats in a broad daylight. They are nocturnal animals that have adapted to a life in darkness. But this is one of the ruined and unattended buildings of the Jaisalmer fort, and it appeared that the bats were happy to make it their home during the day. Jaisalmer's most prominent landmark is the Jaisalmer Fort, also called Sonar Killa or Golden Fort. Eminent filmmaker Satyajit Ray made a Bengali film by this same name and shot it in this fort. It then became more popular by this name Sonar Killa. It is one of the largest fully preserved fortified cities in the world and is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Visiting Jaisalmer Fort was like stepping back in time for me. Tracing its history back to the 12th century, the foundation of Jaisalmer Fort was laid by Raja Rawal Singh in the year 1156. It was strategically constructed to serve as a stronghold and protect the kingdom from invasions. Jaisalmer Fort has witnessed numerous battles, but despite several attempts, the fort remained unconquered throughout its history. It served as an important center for trade along the Silk Route, connecting India with Central Asia and beyond. After the British colonized India, they focused on maritime trade, developed the then Bombay port, This led to the gradual economic decline of Jaisalmer. After independence and the partition of India, the ancient trade route was totally closed, thus permanently removing the city from its former role of importance in international commerce. Jaisalmer Fort is the second oldest fort in Rajasthan, featuring a remarkable blend of Islamic and Rajput style influences. The Jaisalmer Fort stands as a splendid example of medieval Rajasthani architecture. 4,000 odd residents of this fort are descendants of the communities who once served as the workforce for the fort's Bhati rulers. Jaisalmer is one of the last big towns in Rajasthan closest to the India-Pakistan border, and it stands in the heart of the Thar Desert. Being much smaller compared to Jaipur or Jodhpur, it does not have too many monuments, but it's quite laid back and a place where one can relax and experience the real Rajasthan. King Jaisal had land but not much wealth. On the other hand, the flourishing trade along the Silk Route was controlled by the Jains. They were merchants, not rulers. They needed the king to protect their temples from Mughal invasions. The Jains financed the king to build this beautiful fort. Jaisalmer Fort has a large complex of 7 Jain temples. These temples are considered architectural wonders. They have all been built by yellow sandstone between 12th and 16th century. Visiting Jaisalmer Fort allows you to experience the vibrant culture and lifestyle of the local people. The narrow lanes are filled with shops selling handicrafts, textiles, jewelry, and other traditional Rajasthani items. Exploring the fort's nooks and corners reveals hidden gems such as rooftop restaurants offering panoramic views of the city and the surrounding desert. Jaisalmer Fort's status as a living fort isn't without consequence. The fort's population has increased several fold, leading to an increased load on infrastructure. The fort today faces manifold challenges: water seepage, inadequate civic amenities, and seismic activity around the Trikuta Hill are some of the major concerns impacting the fort. Unlike most other forts, the Jaisalmer Fort was built over a weak sedimentary rock, which makes its foundation especially vulnerable to seepage. Over the years, this has led to the collapse of significant portions of the fort, such as Queen's Palace or Ranika Mahal, and parts of the outer boundary wall and the lower pitching walls. After a brief tour of Jaisalmer Fort, it was time to visit the second most visited tourist attraction, Patwon Ki Haveli. Jaisalmer Fort was built in the 12th century. Considering the increase in population and so many tourists visiting Jaisalmer, the infrastructure is obviously under pressure. The streets in the bazaar area are very narrow. There are shops on both sides of the streets. It's a fine example of coexistence where auto rickshaws, motorcycles, bicycles, cars, pedestrians, cows all use this same infrastructure without getting agitated. There are a few people honking, but just ignore that honking if you can. Develop patience and you should be fine. Patwon Ki Haveli stands as a testament to the opulence and success of the Patwa family, who were prominent Jain merchants involved in the trade of gold, silver, and precious stones. The construction of the Patwon Ki Haveli took place over nearly 5 decades, with each of the 5 brothers undertaking the creation of their sections. Crafted entirely from yellow sandstone, the Haveli boasts a golden facade that shimmers under the desert sun, lending it a timeless charm. The architecture of Patwon Ki Haveli is a fusion of Rajputana and Mughal styles, showcasing intricate craftsmanship, delicate carvings, and ornate balconies. The captivating architecture, intricate designs, and rich historical significance continue to enthrall visitors from around the world, offering a mesmerizing journey into the lifestyle of a bygone era and showcasing the architectural brilliance that defines Rajasthan. The entry fee to visit the Patwon Ki Haveli is 20 rupees per head for Indian citizens and 100 rupees per head for foreigners. In case you are carrying a still camera or a video camera with you, you will need to pay additional 50 rupees for Indian nationals and 100 rupees for foreigners. Generally, the Haveli is open for visitors from 9 am to 5 pm on all days. Mid-October to end February is considered the best time to visit Jaisalmer as the temperatures are bearable. I was there in early September. It was hot. Afternoon temperatures were over 40 degrees Celsius. To cool off from the heat, I cycled to Gadsisar Lake. It was built by the founder of Jaisalmer, King Raval Jaisal, in 1156 and later rebuilt by Gadsi Singh Bhati around 1367. It was not very crowded that evening. I sat on the banks and enjoyed the views for some time. If one wishes, there is also boating facility that one can enjoy. Several Indian movies have been filmed at this serene oasis in the desert. This lake once provided water to the entire city of Jaisalmer. Presently, the water comes in the Gadsisar Lake from Indira Gandhi Canal. Ending the day watching the sunset and reflecting on all the beautiful things I saw and heard today. एक वर्षाची सुट्टी घेऊन आपला भारत देश बघण्यासाठी म्हणून मी आलेलो आहे आणि मी सर्व प्रवास बहुतेक करून सायकलवरनं करतो किंवा पब्लिक ट्रान्सपोर्टने करतो. तर सध्या मी राजस्थानच्या टूरवर आहे. तर त्याच्यामध्ये जयपूर बघून झालं आहे. आता जैसलमेरला आलो. मग तिथून लोंगेवाला, त्याच्यानंतर तनोट माता मंदिर, नंतर जोधपूर, म्हणजे पोखरणमध्ये येतं ते पण. असं सगळं करून मी उदयपूर करून मग मी परत मुंबईला जाणार आणि ऑक्टोबरमध्ये मी परत कॅनडाला जाणार आहे. थँक्यू.
So that is the bicycle on which he is traveling across country, like all India he is traveling. So he has been to Mumbai, Chennai, Kanyakumari, now he is in Rajasthan and we wish him कि आप सर और भी आगे पूरा इंडिया अच्छे से घूमिए and we wish you all the best and long health.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. All the best.